Divorce cases in North Carolina or divorce and separation do not necessarily require court appearances. That may seem a bit unusual to you. Sometimes people think of the back and forth type of arguments that go on. That does happen. And by the way, that's an expensive process. That is something that you should try to avoid if at all possible. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, because people don't always agree. Obviously, that may be one of the reasons that you're separating and divorcing in the first place. But the answer is that the vast majority of marriages that dissolve go through a type of process of negotiation. There may be a separation process that involves a collaborative law where everyone sits down and tries to just work things out as simply and as easily as possible. That may be for you, it may not. Sometimes we do mediation where we sit down, it's a little bit more formalized. There's more of a formal discovery process where we're exchanging informations with each other. We're doing depositions, we're doing interrogatories, we're asking for, oftentimes there's a lot of records that we're looking for. Family law involves tons and tons and tons of paperwork. We have folders that are 10, 12 inches thick, and multiple ones at that, that have bank records and 401k and retirement and child care issues and bills and expenses and mortgages. And think about it, your life is, in a divorce, is everything that you own together as a marital estate. And so sometimes we have to mediate those things with a third party and try and negotiate things out. And there are times we actually can do what's called an arbitration, where there's a formalized process. It's sort of like a trial, maybe a family court trial light, meaning there's a binding nature of it. It's still presented almost like a trial, but it's a little less formal, where the parties may agree to exchange the documents and admit them into evidence and let a third-party arbitrator agree or decide on it. And then finally, in divorce actions, we can go to a family court judge and fight it out in court there. So there are all kinds of different levels and stages. The laws in North Carolina for separation and divorce are pretty broadly written to acknowledge the fact that there are all kinds of different family relationships, there are all kinds of different marriages, there are all kinds of different interactions that we have as families. So for example, there may be a husband and wife, there may be a husband and husband, there may be no children, there may be multiple children, maybe adopted children. One party may work, the other party may not. And so if you think about it, in all the different relationships that you have or have had, or your family, we're all unique in some way, and that our laws are intended to try to cover and give options for that level of uniqueness. So we're here to help. We'll sit down with you and kind of explain the process out to you. That normally takes some time. We will do initial consultation, and then we'll start trying to get materials together and figure out what you want. As a family law attorney in Charlotte, my first question oftentimes is not just how may I help, but what are you looking for? What are your expectations? Because I don't want to be working in one purpose and you say, well, that's not what I want at all. So we really are trying to work with you and for you to achieve a goal. Sometimes we're able to achieve it. Sometimes it's not an achievable goal. Sometimes it's unrealistic. We'll be honest with you. We'll tell you the truth. We'll give you our opinions. We'll give you our advice. And we'll tell you what we think or how the law applies to you and your circumstances. Give us a ring, 704-342-4357. My name is Bill Powers, and I look forward to speaking to you.